in a few times, I think, lately.
Morning, everybody. It's the Friday, the 13th of March. We are Signal Centre Talking Ball, episode 85. Joe Neighbour, Ian Coleman, Steve O'Hare. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning,
Good
all.
morning.
All okay?
Didn't realise it's Friday the 13th. That does have me worried.
Thank fuck it's
Stay
Friday
indoors,
as well, given what we've gone through
today.
this week.
Been
a tough one, hasn't it?
Has, yeah. S&P nearly limit up this morning.
It's all giving it back now, though, isn't it? UK doesn't look too good. It was up 5%. It's now down less than 1%.
Yeah.
I think we've got more to go.
More shaking of the tree. But short selling bans in place from a couple of countries, Spain, Italy, and South Korea. Swiss Exchange just seen they've got no plans to ban short selling. Anybody else seen anything else?
No, the only Swissy have said no. Obviously, the FCA have banned the short selling of the instruments that the Italians and Spanish in the UK.
Yeah,
because obviously their products are traded over here as well. I think maybe more of that to follow.
So Deutsche Börse have just come out and said that they're not banning short selling, so they're quite happy to let that continue. Casting my memory back to 2008, 2009, there were short selling bans in place then, but I don't think they did too much effect. I mean, obviously they would have halted the selling to a point, but there was still losses after that.
Yeah.
If my memory serves me correctly.
But if you're long, you can still get out, can't you?
That stops you going short. Yeah.
Just can't open new positions.
I don't know how does it affect CFDs and spread betting.
Yeah, that's what it will affect. You won't be able to do any short trading.
Oh, right.
I thought.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, what about the indices? Because that's like a representation of the actual stocks. You're not actually selling the stocks. You're selling a product which is related stock.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, we don't come to that because it will. You won't be able to trade anymore, will you, Steve?
No, well, I'm just thinking there's a lot of traders who will trade one product against another, so they'll be spreading.
Yeah.
So even like intermonth spreads and things like that. So it's I don't know whether they class like a March-June spread as a short sell in the June if you buy March-June. Don't know.
Not sure.
I have to find out a bit more about it.
Yeah.
Do you get the Bloomberg email in the morning? That's a good email. 5 things to start your day.
Okay, I see it on Twitter.
Yeah, it's worth a read. That they're saying
that in the group.
They're saying that Trump has refused a virus test, even though he was in close proximity to a Brazilian aide that's tested positive.
Right.
He's got to be one on the list that's vulnerable, hasn't he? Where he lives his lifestyle.
God, yeah.
I thought he got a bit quiet. He's like shivering in bed at the moment.
So obviously some big news in the UK yesterday. We had Boris with his press conference, which has got everybody talking. We aren't taking the same sort of action in the UK as what our European colleagues are doing. No school closures. So we had these two gentlemen either side of me giving their reasons as to why. I mean, I must say they did come across very professional and like they knew what they were talking about, which clearly they do as they're top of their game. So I think we have to give them the benefit, that they know what they're talking about and they're making the right call.
Yeah.
Whether or not you agree with it or not, and I know there's a few people that don't.
I don't know if I agree with the schools staying open, but then there's, like you say, there's an argument for everything.
The argument with the school is saying that if you have all the kids off, they're still going to congregate together outside of school. But more importantly, their parents are going to obviously have to look after them. And a lot of those parents are key workers that are going to be essential for tackling this on the front line. So
like you get two doctors that that are married, and they've sort of like they've got to stay at home one of them's got to stay at home and look after kids. You're one doctor down.
Yeah, exactly. Or people have to run shops, or people working with nursing homes, or whatever it may be.
It's scuppered your holiday plans, though, Joe?
Yeah, I had my finger on the button to go on holiday if we had a school closure. There was some pretty cheap deals knocking around. So, we may still get there, I don't know. And the sporting front in the UK, there was a couple of big stories in football, which at the moment is still going ahead. A lot of everything else has been cancelled. Arsenal's coach has got coronavirus.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is we should just wrap up the season now, just call it a draw. don't necessarily have the title. We shall see.
I mean, I wonder what they would do. I wonder if they'll. I mean, they can't just say, "Oh, it didn't happen." They've got to sort of like either postpone it. You can't start a new season without finishing off the last season.
Yeah.
Unless you just say, right, this is where it is, and you maybe the teams don't get relegated. They only get promoted.
Well, I mean, there's so much money at stake for the championship clubs. I don't think you can do that. If you're going to do it, you have to leave it where it is. But there'll always be that argument for Liverpool fans that they never actually won the Premier League, because they never played the full 38 games. So,
well, what they won it without even playing 38 games. That's pretty good. I think to be happy to say that.
Okay, we better talk about some market stuff now. Okay, so trades yesterday, we all had a stab at doing something. You were looking pretty nice on Euro Yen at one point, but that dived into the close at 9 o'clock. Steve and I both stopped out on dollar Swiss and Nasdaq. So Ian, you did actually make 0.14R at the close on Euro Yen. So it all goes down as a win.
I'm
all looking to you for some...
yet, though, have I?
What's that?
I've not caught you up yet, though, have I?
No, you're ahead of me.
Oh, right. On the win rate, but I didn't think on the...
Yeah, you're 3.1R ahead of me overall.
Okay.
I've had a few losers.
So we're
down to 56%.
Get short of the US dollar. I think it's the turning point. Wrong fucking screen again. And I think one currency pair that just keeps on getting hammered and is due a decent bounce is Aussie dollar. So if you look at these two time frames, obviously sort of close to sort of multi-year lows down here in this bearish channel, poke through 261.8%. If I go to this time frame, I've got a fib level here. If I go to this chart, daily chart, it's not a cipher, but it's just a confluence area. I like these fib levels that are sort of out of the basket, if you like, 127.2, 220, 224, and when it lines up with 461.8%, which was a lot of commodity currencies, because they track commodities, they do extend to 461.8. So I think we're going to bounce higher from here. So I'm looking at Aussie dollar to get long.
Okay.
66.10. Well, 62.92. We've got resistance at 66.10, 65.10, sorry. And then a stop underneath the low, which is what, 61.80. I don't know what that's going to give me. Crap. Well, I've got to take it. So not particularly appealing but long at 62.92, stop at 61.80, targeting 65.10. Near enough to 2.
Yeah, just about. Steve, are you looking at anything?
No, you can go next, mate.
Oh, cheers, pal. Okay.
I don't mind. Do you want me to go?
Well, if Ian's calling the dollar down, then I'm going to have a crack at the dollar
up.
Sorry, dollar up.
No, that's what I thought you were going to say.
No. I was going to have a go at dollar down.
Do you want me to go?
Are you sharing the screen now? Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go for it then.
All right. Obviously, equities, the balance short selling has seen a little bit of a reprieve. It may be short and sweet, but we have got to wait and see. Got a BDI on the limit up levels on the US. We're only sort of 60 pips away in S&Ps. It won't take long to get there if any more market supporting news comes out. So on the basis of that, I think I'm going to buy gold. Now, on the intraday trade, I'm buying a break of 1600, which will confirm more bullish momentum. We had this bullish hammer posted on the 4-hour chart, a little bit of exhaustion here, and the prices did break, but didn't close below this supportive line at 1562. So I'm going to get long at, what's it, 1585. 1585, and this could be a very sharp move. So I'm going to go for a rally to, I'll stick to that, 1645. That was my target on the buying a break anyway. So yeah, buying at 1585, stop at 1562, and the target of 1645.
Okay.
Good luck.
Very best of luck. Okay, so let me share this, stop you, and take this. Dollar index. Sharp move up in recent sessions. This is a daily chart. Let's just get some fibs on there. So we rallied into a 61.8% and stalled around there, not precisely at that level, overshot it a little bit, but I think we could see a move back lower towards these lows potentially. Looking at the hourly chart, a little bit of a consolidation going on at the moment. Bearish candle forming potentially on the hourly. Obviously, we've only got 3 minutes or so before that closes off. Ideally, I'd be selling on a break below that level, but obviously I'm going to get in now ahead of that. Going to place a stop above this high here that we saw on the, earlier this morning. Stop at 97.81. Going to target 50% retracement of this up move here down to 96.48. So just over 2R. Not particularly amazing, but worth a shot, I think.
But it will do.
And aside from that, I think we might be better off just having a look at this, actually. This is the Cheltenham Gold Cup odds today.
Yeah.
You having a punt, Joe?
I might
what do
take
you
my
fancy?
1% and stick it into there today.
Lost in translation.
The more chance. Yeah, it's 66 to 1 shot. Dusty
Quite
carpet.
fancy Ken boy.
That was the tip of the day, was dusty carpet. 66 to 1.
Great,
never been
Never
beaten.
been beaten.
Yeah.
Or creosote, good over fences.
That looks like a bullish flag to me, Joe. Sorry.
Yeah, it does. But I'm going to say that it's going to break lower because I think
Go
overall,
for it.
we shall see. Okay, any other news anybody wants to mention or that they've seen that they feel will be worthwhile mentioning?
Light
just
on news, aren't we, today?
Yeah.
Euro stocks was down, record daily loss on Euro stocks yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes, biggest
daily loss.
one-day loss since the 1987 crash in the UK.
They're talking about a 3-day week. Have you read that one?
No, but I'm up for it.
The UK government is now focused on delaying the worst of the outbreak, not for us because we work from home, and considering that many more people will be affected, though whether the economy is strong enough to withstand the hit is a question. And there is lots of talk about a 3-day week echoing from the 1970s. Normal day-to-day life in Italy has come to an end. France is closing schools. Spain's deputy prime minister has been quarantined. And we've seen a ban on shops.
Canadian Prime Minister's been quarantined as well, hasn't he? Justin Trudeau, his wife's got coronavirus.
Yeah, Trump's
These
next.
all these people, in the UK, we've got a couple of high-profile people
self-quarantining.
Yet we're only saying 600 people have got it. I can't believe that that's the case.
It'd be nice to, like Steve was saying yesterday, it'd be nice to hear about it. You know,
Yeah.
like somebody that's got it to actually turn around and say, well, this is what it feels like. This is...
You're offering to take one for the team, go and contract it, and then
I've
do a
taken
vlog
plenty
from
for the
home.
team. I've taken plenty.
I've got the FTSE 100 chart up here for anyone that's looking at this market, and just to sort of give you an idea of the severity of this drop. So this chart goes back down to 2009 lows. This is a monthly chart, and we've seen a very dramatic move straight through that 50% fib level, straight through the lows here that we saw back in 2016, and heading towards this 61.8 level at 51.58. Potentially some support around there, but below there, we're heading back down to into the mid 4,000s, which very dramatic indeed. I think if you're a longer term investor, certainly for people like myself, millennials, this will be an opportunity to start loading up on longer term investing in pensions and thinking about the future.
Well,
Maybe
maybe the future isn't in equity indices. Maybe it's in Bitcoin or
It's definitely not in shitcoin at the minute. Look at this
25%, wasn't it? Yesterday.
Look at that bad boy.
Bounced 5% today.
Yeah.
I think it could get down to 2,000, that, couldn't it?
Oh, massively. Yeah, it could
a log
do.
scale chart on.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it doesn't look that bad.
That's much better. I think the S&P is an interesting chart because that's a bounce. Just that little corrective rally overnight is just under the 161.8% fib. So is it a fourth wave correction as far as Elliott wave is concerned?
What chart are you looking at?
S&P 500.
On the what time frame?
I'll show you.
Yeah, go on in.
Once you give it up.
There you go.
Daily chart. So 1, 2, 3, little up in 4. Got a Marabuzo level near to our bespoke resistance from yesterday, and then boom down to 1965. Let's have a look at that on a longer.
That's a 50% retracement of the 2009 lows.
Nice
Yeah,
congestion
like I say,
area.
overall, it's still a small retracement. It's not a big one. Look at that. Still plenty of room to go. But you know what sort of are they going to do? Look, it should have happened. If you think about it, it should have happened that on the last big dip. Really,
Hang on, Joe.
should have corrected more, shouldn't it? You go back to 2019. That should have really.
This one here.
Yeah, that should have. It should have gone further. But you know, when you get banks and governments intervening like they do, it sort of gives a bit of a false economy.
It's not having the same effect though, is it? They're not, they're throwing money at this problem like they did it when it was a financial crisis back in 2008, 2009. And money was what the market needed. It's not what it needs this time around. It needs something different.
This is medical.
But then what's to stop them changing the rules or moving the goalposts? They sort of ban on short selling. You can't sell anything. You've got to only buy. Well, where do they stop? It's a real concern when markets are manipulated the way they are. That's
you just have to clear out, don't you?
Yeah, you have a clear out, but then the price. Okay, let's make a new rule up. It can't go down. Then what do you do? Who knows?
Well,
scary times.
Yeah, be careful if you're trading today. As I say, you're probably better off having a look at Cheltenham than you are on the stock markets, I reckon. So,
right, man.
Good luck, whatever you're doing. Have a great weekend. It's been a tough one this week, and hopefully we see some things calming down next week.
Indeed.
No, why calming down? All right.
Right, have a good one, gents.
Kip.
Cheers.
See you later.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
See you.